This morning, the terrifying moments inside that synagogue when a gunman opened fire.
I was centimeters away from death.
The rabbi shot in front of his grandchildren, and the heroes who rushed in to stop the shooter, including an off-duty Border Patrol agent. As the FBI launches a federal investigation, the search for answers right now.
Also this morning, launch day. Former Vice President Joe Biden prepares to kick off his campaign in the key state of Pennsylvania. The new ABC News poll numbers just in.
Spring snow shocker. Another storm now moving in after that record-setting surprise. Snow and ice covering Chicago, and now where severe weather is on the way.
Brand new video shows the deadly crane collapse. An investigation underway after 28,000 pounds of metal come crashing down, killing 4 people, including a college student.
NFL draft tragedy. The Giants pick shot just hours after being drafted and his friend and teammate killed. The gunman still on the loose this morning.
Daring rescue. An hours-long race to save 5 men trapped in a Cyclops cave.
And the endgame of Thrones.
This is the fight of our lives.
The 2 most highly anticipated showdowns, shocking fans. Avengers Endgame shattering box office records, already topping $1 billion worldwide. Will it be the biggest movie ever? And overnight, the Thrones battle the world's been waiting for. But could you even see it?
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
And good morning, Mara. Don't worry. If you didn't see it, we will not spoil anything this morning.
Mum's the word here. Avengers Endgame completely blowing away the box office, blowing past that $1 billion mark in just its opening weekend. The man's so big, there were around-the-clock showings at theaters all across the country.
Definitely lives up to the hype. Love that movie. And Avengers star Chris Pratt just posting this video behind the scenes. We're going to have much more on that coming up on this Monday morning.
But of course, we begin with the search for answers after that deadly synagogue shooting in San Diego. Overnight, hundreds gathered for a candlelight vigil to honor the victims of that deadly attack. And this morning, security is being stepped up at houses of worship all around the country. That's a live look at a Jewish religious headquarters in Brooklyn, where police, as you can see, are out in force. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman joins us now from San Diego with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Rob. And that gunman walked into that synagogue lobby behind me, opened fire, getting off about 10 or 15 rounds before his gun jammed. Then 2 congregants chased him down this ramp and out into the street. Now, police caught him. He is in jail this morning, but this community, like so many others you mentioned, still on edge.
Getting another caller who stated there's a shooting at the synagogue, then disconnected.
The gunman didn't talk. He only shot, say eyewitnesses.
I realize now there's an active shooter at Temple. In front of me in the banquet hall, there's children, little kids. My granddaughters are here.
Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein was one of suspect 19-year-old John Ernest's first victims.
I have no idea.
This is where you were shot.
I was centimeters away from death. Literally.
Also shot 60-year-old Lori Gilbert Kay. She wouldn't survive her wounds. The 4th person shot while trying to shepherd children to safety.
People cry, screaming, run, but I focus all the kids. I focus the kids going this way.
Inside the sanctuary, terror.
My dear friend, her daughter was next to me, and I just remember getting her down and covering her with my body and telling her, please be quiet, please be quiet. I don't want the shooter to know that we're here.
But the alleged shooter was already gone. His gun jammed and a military veteran helped chase him off. Minutes later, police would stop the 19-year-old nursing student.
We got an AR-15, a couple of loaded 30-round mags inside the vehicle.
Law enforcement says it's not his only alleged hate crime. In a post online, the alleged shooter bragged about trying to burn down a mosque last month. Both acts, he wrote, were a tribute to the massacre at the Christchurch Mosque last month and the Tree of Life synagogue shooting 6 months ago. Late Sunday, the president calling Rabbi Goldstein.
And you just take care of yourself.
8-year-old Noya Dahan was right there, saw the shooting, and is now on edge.
Do you feel safe here, Noya?
Well, I don't really feel safe because this is not the first and definitely not the last time this is going to happen. So now I just know, like, to watch out and stuff for dangerous things to happen.
So sad what that girl saw. Now, federal law enforcement sources tell me that the gunman purchased that weapon on Friday, just a day before the attack. And that short runway is what makes these lone wolf attackers so frightening and so difficult to stop. George.
That certainly does. Okay, Matt, thanks very much. Hate crimes and white nationalist violence now a focus of the race for the White House, with former Vice President Joe Biden announcing his run by condemning President Trump's reaction to the riots in Charlottesville. Our new poll with the Washington Post shows that Biden starts the race as a modest frontrunner for the Democratic nomination, and he'll hold his first campaign rally in the key swing state of Pennsylvania today. Our Mary Bruce is there in Pittsburgh with the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, it is launch day for Joe Biden back home here in his native Pennsylvania. He'll be speaking to union workers here in Pittsburgh, outlining his pitch to those working class voters who abandoned the party in 2016, but whose support will be so critical if Biden hopes to win back the White House next year. Now, it comes, of course, as he is leading in our latest ABC News Washington Post poll. Biden appears to be getting a boost from his long political history and his name recognition. He now leads Bernie Sanders by 6 points. But, George, there are signs of a potential generational showdown here in the making, a striking gap that we are seeing between the front runners. Biden leads Sanders 27 to 6% among voters 50 and older, but when it comes to the under 30 crowd, we're seeing Biden has just 3% support versus Sanders is 13%. But of course, it is early. There's plenty of room for this all to change. In fact, 35% say they simply aren't ready yet to name a favorite. George.
Yeah, they could move all over the place in the coming months. And of course, they're vying to take on President Trump. Our poll shows that he's still stuck below 40%, lowest historically for any president. And 55% of voters say they don't even consider voting for him in 2020.
Yet, George, despite the strong economy, we are still seeing the president with that historically weak approval rating before 40%. And this morning, we're also getting a sense of some of the biggest vulnerabilities that the president will face as he heads into 2020. Healthcare likely to be one of the top issues for voters in this campaign, but it could be a real challenge for the president. Our poll shows 40% of Americans say the way the president has handled healthcare makes them more likely to oppose him, while 23% say it would make them more likely to support him. And on his handling of his signature issue of immigration, George, 44% more likely to oppose Trump for a second term versus 31% more likely to support him. Lots of challenges ahead, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much. And Robin, you're about to head to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I'll be leaving GMA a bit early this morning to head to Pittsburgh to do that interview with he and his wife, Dr. Joe Biden. A lot to talk to him about.
That'll be here tomorrow.
Yep.
Looking forward to that interview. Thanks, Robin. And now the investigation into that terrifying crane collapse that left 4 dead in Seattle, including a college freshman. This morning, we're learning more about the victims as officials try to piece together what went wrong. Maggie Rulli is there with more on what led to this tragedy. Maggie, good morning.
Paula, good morning. Right behind me is where that crane came crashing down, right into the middle of what we're told is normally Seattle's busiest intersection. Now, investigators are currently looking into weather and high winds as a possible cause.
This morning, shocking dash cam video capturing the moment a massive crane came crashing down right in the middle of one of Seattle's busiest intersections, killing 4 people. Drivers watching in horror as more than 28,000 pounds of metal collapsed onto the road.
We have about 5 or 6 people entrapped. There are 4 vehicles that are underneath the crane.
The massive crane slicing through 2 buildings, one of them belonging to Google that was under construction.
This is my 30th year in the fire service, and I have never responded to an event like this.
Among the victims, Sarah Wong, a freshman at Seattle Pacific University studying nursing. Another, Travis Corbett, an experienced iron worker operating the crane's cab. His wife, heartbroken.
Words can't even describe what a good partner he was, because he was just so nice and so giving and so caring.
And Andrew Yoder, also an iron worker and a young father. The construction company that owns the crane says that workers were dismantling the structure right before it came down. At that same time, the National Weather Service says winds were gusting up to 23 miles per hour. As the investigation continues, a crowd of mourners gathers where the crane fell, hanging a flag for one of the victims, a former Marine.
Now, the sight of a crane like this one is common here in downtown Seattle. In fact, there are more cranes here than in any other city in the country, although officials say a tragedy like this one has never happened before. Robin?
So tragic. Okay, Maggie, thank you. Now to that new storm on the move after a record-breaking spring snowstorm hit Chicago. Ginger, of course, tracking it all for us. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, Robin. 2.5 inches of snow in Chicago over the weekend. That is the latest, biggest snow total on record. And it wasn't just the snow there. The severe storms on the southern side of this had a funnel cloud in Texas, and we're going to see more of that this week. It's actually a pretty complex system that's setting up to bring damaging winds to the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, Norman, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, down to Midland today, and then by tomorrow, it is an enhanced risk of large hail, especially in the area you see highlighted there, George.
Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to move on now to that NFL draft tragedy. A search is on for the gunman who shot New York Giants pick Corey Ballantyne. It happened just hours after Ballantyne was selected. The gunman killed Ballantyne's college roommate as well. ABC's Lindsay Davis here with the latest. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning to you, George. Right after Corey Ballantyne was drafted by the New York Giants, he described the achievement as a crazy dream. Hours later, it turned into a nightmare that left his teammate dead.
What should have been a night of celebration after being drafted by the NFL abruptly turned into a night of horror.
Just got a report of multiple gunshots.
Early Sunday morning, New York Giants draft pick Corey Ballantyne was shot and wounded in this residential neighborhood just blocks away from Washburn University.
There's people running everywhere, and somebody was down in the middle of the road. Looks like they're bleeding pretty good.
His Washburn teammate Dwayne Simmons, who was also shot, died at the scene. Ballantyne was rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
They always bring a smile to your face when you think of those two together, and they helped each other out.
It was supposed to be the greatest day of the young athlete's life. Just hours earlier, this was the scene.
The New York Football Giants select
Corey Ballantyne, defensive back, Washburn.
Ballantyne, a senior at the small Kansas University, is known for his speed and blocking kicks. Soon after he was picked, the 23-year-old tweeting, "It's all a crazy dream until you do it. I can't even explain the emotions I have right now." New York's head coach calling to congratulate the newest Giant.
I've been waiting on this opportunity for a lifetime, really, so awesome. I'm glad to be even a part of the conversation. I'm definitely ready to start learning and be around the guys and be around you guys.
Just hours later, Topeka police say dozens of people were at a house in this neighborhood when the shooting occurred. So far, no arrests have been made, and authorities are asking any witnesses to come forward.
Washburn University released a statement saying both Dwayne and Corey have been great examples and representatives of the football team and of Washington University in general. Corey is expected to make a full recovery. The investigation into just what happened here ongoing.
Gotta find him. Lindsay, thanks very much.
Thank you, Lindsay. And now to those daring rescues in Virginia. 5 men who were trapped in what's known as the Cyclops Cave since Friday are now finally safe this morning after an hours-long operation. Stephanie Ramos has the latest.
Request members to respond to assist public assistance subjects stuck in a cave.
This morning, 5 men are recovering after being rescued one by emergency crews. All of them stuck inside this partially flooded cave for almost 48 hours.
They went in with harnesses and things of that nature, but I don't know if they expected the scale of coming back out would be much more difficult.
There we go. 6 men entered what's known as the Cyclops Cave, a 7-mile-long cavern that's hundreds of feet deep.
Some of the passageways are not much wider than I am chest to back deep, so very tight, very hard to move.
What began as a fun day of camping quickly turned dangerous. Heavy rain caused flooding, making it difficult for them to climb out. One of them did escape Sunday morning and called 911.
They say they rigged multiple ropes around these trees to hoist the men up out of the cave safely.
All right, rappelling rope 1.
Rescuers raced against time as the men battled threatening conditions, facing hypothermia and exhaustion.
It's a technical cave, so it's hard to get in. It's pretty amazing they got in as far as they did.
It took search and rescue teams about 12 hours to get all 5 men out of that cave. 4 of them were rushed to this hospital. Another man was airlifted from the scene and taken to a different medical center. But all of them so thankful to have made it out of that cave in time. Robin?
That is great news. Stephanie, thank you. Now to the latest in the college admissions scandal. Lawyers for actress Lori Loughlin, her husband, and several other defendants are expected in court today to enter a not guilty plea to another round of charges. Gio Benitez is here with those details for us. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Robin. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Lori Loughlin and her husband have already pleaded not guilty to mail fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. But now she's expected to plead not guilty to a second conspiracy charge. The couple unlikely to appear in court today. A lawyer will enter the plea for them. Lawyers for more than a dozen other parents will also enter pleas on behalf of their clients. Now, Loughlin and her husband are accused of paying $500,000 to get their daughters into USC. They reportedly claim they did not know admitted mastermind Rick Singer would use the money to bribe coaches, and therefore they consider themselves innocent of any charges. Prosecutors, though, they disagree, charging them with crimes that carry up to 40 years behind bars.
And we're learning of another family who allegedly paid Singer more than $1 million to get their daughter into Yale.
Yeah, more than $1 million, Robin. That's right. The family's attorney says their 21-year-old daughter moved from China to California to attend high school and college. Now, the attorney says, though, although she didn't want to, Singer pushed her to apply to Yale. In China, the attorney went on saying that students are told there where to go to school. So culturally, she thought she had no choice but to follow his advice. She's not been charged.
This is so far from being
really
over.
is. It really is.
Much more.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gio.
So many of the students are so innocent in this. Thank you, Gio. We're going to switch gears just a little bit this morning. Now to the latest on the royal baby watch. Duchess Meghan and Prince Harry's first child is due any moment now. We're all waiting, trying to read the English breakfast tea leaves for some clues. Amy is in Windsor with all of the details. Any clues for us this morning, Amy? Good morning to you.
Well, you know what? Everybody wants to know when, how, where, and we just don't know the answer to that right now because, yes, we do believe that Meghan is due at any moment now, but this couple has kept the details of the birth of their baby extremely private. There's speculation. Some people think that Meghan and Harry will have their baby here in Windsor at their new home at Frogmore Cottage, but she could also give birth in a hospital. We just don't know. We do know this. Buckingham Palace will release a statement when Meghan goes into labor, and then we'll expect another statement from Buckingham Palace when she has the little prince or princess, and we'll get the time, the date, the name, the sex, all of that lovely information. But here's the big difference. We're not going to be able to see the royal baby anytime soon because we know that Meghan and Harry have said that they want to have some private time to celebrate as a new family before they will release any photo. We did see Prince Harry, though, yesterday here in London, out on Sunday at the big London Marathon. He was all smiles. And we also know that Doria, Meghan's mother, has been here in town for about a week now, right by her daughter's side, awaiting the birth of her first grandchild, Paula.
Amy, we don't need to see the child to know it's going to be a beautiful child. We know they're going to be celebrating their first anniversary in mid-May, but Will and Kate, reason to celebrate today as well.
Yes, they are celebrating their 8th anniversary. Wouldn't that be something if they had a new niece or nephew on the same day that they were married 8 years ago? And we know that Prince William came back from New Zealand to be with his wife. And when he was asked about the new baby, the new royal baby, he jokingly said to the crowd, hey, you guys probably know more than I do because I haven't had my phone handy at all. But he's back in town, so he'll be here hopefully for the arrival of the new royal. And by the way, in 6 months, we believe it could be that this new royal baby will have its first foreign trip, and we're going to have much more about that in our next hour.
Amy, this is not your first rodeo. You've been on this royal baby watch before.
I had the great Kate wait back a few years ago, so here I am back in the UK.
Good to have you there.
She's got a big smile with it as
She
well.
does.
Coming up, we're going to tell you about the Avengers Endgame phenomenon. It took in over $1 billion over the weekend. Now let's go to Ginger.
And let's get straight to the Select Cities, brought to you by Amazon Echo.
Okay, did you win? Alexa, pause my audiobook. Alexa, what time is it? It's 4:40 a.m. Alexa, turn on the backyard light.
Meteorologist Veronica Johnson here. Happy Monday to you. Wow, a Monday that has a real chill in the air. You're waking up to 40s, 50s by late morning, going up to a high temperature today of 65 to 66, but calmer winds and some sunshine for today. Now our temperatures will be topping out 80 degrees or higher Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the warmest air that we have had this year with back-to-back 80s, our first time since early October. Rain chances go up by the end of the work week.
We'll be right back.
Corey is living with metastatic breast cancer, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of her body.